Hey guys, Michael Merulla here. Welcome back to Unknown World. In last episode, prelude to Battle of Vultera, we discussed war preparations, leaders and armies who fought in this conflict, so check it out if you didn't see it. Now sit tight and enjoy intro and let's talk about Battle of Vultera. Previously in Akvila conquest, after the rise of King Tark Akvila and unification of all Tarkan tribes, Akvila made an alliance with Almarian tribes in the north through marriages, established trading pact with Argos on the southwest and with Nari desert people on the southeast. In that way, Akvila secured Tarquilon kingdom borders and bring prosperity to whole center part of continent. It seemed no one could stand against rising empire, but there were few who could oppose Tarquilon expansion. On the west there were last three city-states, from whom most powerful was Volterra. Volterrans were wealthy and arrogant people who with grudge refused anything to do with Tarkans. Nervousness and envy grew, and soon everything resulted in conflict that had no parallel in the unknown world. Volterra made coalition with another city of Brige against Tark Akvila and his allies. Both parties mustered up or hired almost all warriors and mercenaries from unknown world. It was early summer when Tark Akvila and his 25,000 strong army crossed border of Volterra. Between Volterran leaders was no unity. Some advised to sally out and risk open field battle. Others want to dig in and defend the cities. When Tark Akvila sent Almarians, eternal enemies of Volterrans, to plunder Volterran estates and farms, Volterran merchants, in their greed and fear of losing their wealth, forced Volterran chief commander Lysimach to march against Tarkans with 18,000 strong infantry army. Lysimach break camp 10 miles south of Volterra in strong position with open field, but with forest in their back and on the right flank, 3 miles from Tarkan camp. Meanwhile, scouts of Tark Akvila bring news of the Volterran army position, which has begun to fortify. For Tarkans, there were no time to waste. Next morning, Tarkans marched against Volterra. Volterrans were already in position. On their left flank was Lysimach with heavy Volterran infantry. In their center were barbarian warriors from Siluria, distant kin of Almarians. On the right flank was Lysimach's cousin Lars, who led Phrygian and his sun guard. Volterran light cavalry was in the reserve because they could not match Tarkan heavy cavalry. On the opposite side, Tark Akvila led the right flank with heavy cavalry and his personal elite Eagle Guard. In the center were his youngest son Prince Amber with Almarian and Ryan warriors with a regular Tarkan infantry. On the left flank were eldest Prince Turan with mixed cavalry, battalion and light infantry support. Battle started at morning. Tarkan army entered the battle already in battle formation and engaged Volterran skirmishers with slingers and javeliners. Then Prince Turan, threatening Volterran skirmishers, took fake maneuver against Volterran right flank. Phrygian sun guard locked their shields and defend themselves with throwing spears. Because Phrygians were few and they thought main assault of Tarkan army will be focused on their flank, they called Volterran cavalry from reserve and begged Lysimach for reinforcements. That was plan of King Akvila, who in this moment launched main attack on Volterran left flank with his heavy cavalry and infantry. In the same time, barbarian warriors in the center of both armies clashed together in furious battle, and all the hatred was manifested here. Volterrans under Lysimach held strong and in their shield wall formation repelled 6 Tarkan cavalry charges. Then Akvila sent his elite shock infantry to break Volterran formations. For a long time battle was indecisive and the fighting lasted almost until sunset. Corpses and wounded piled up, and after a while it was impossible to walk over them. Tired troops switched with fresh ones until everybody was in the heat of battle. Shields were battered by warhammers and axes. Spears were broken, swords blunted, and the men fought like cornered animals on all over the line with everything they had. In last sun race, Lysimach, who fought in the front line, was struck by poison arrow released from Nari archer. Lysimach pulled out arrow from his breastplate, but poison was already working. When Lysimach suddenly collapsed, it was taken like bad omen from gods, and wall of Volterran battle line started to crumble and rear of the line started running to the woods. Personal guard of Lysimach refused to surrender and fought over the dead body of his commander. Tarkans were unable to pursue Volterrans to the city, and battle was ended by night and exhaustion by both parties. After the Battle of Vultera, Tarkans entered the city, and Akvila prepared glorious funeral for Lysimach and for all who were lost in one of the most epic battles of unknown world. And what happened next is story for another times. Thank you for watching and all your support. Don't forget, like this video, leave your thoughts in comments, and of course subscribe for more. Love you all and see you next time.